So tell me, what were you thinking? Because I read the report, not only were you intoxicated with a 2-year-old in the car, but the 2-year-old was not even in a proper carrier. 2-year-old is just in a seat, in a seatbelt.
I wasn't, I don't know. It was a very selfish act of me, and I didn't think all the way through. I just wasn't thinking, and
So where
I
were
was
you
being
drinking?
selfish.
Where were you
all the
driving?
way.
Court is calling 2023 CR 8486, State of Texas versus Annabelle Marie Vela. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
Paul Savetta for the defense.
And are you Miss Vela?
Yes.
Is it Vela or Vela?
Bella.
Vela, okay. Probation, this is an application. All right, did you understand you're charged with driving while intoxicated with a child under the age of 15 as a state jail felony? Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility
Yes, ma'am.
and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 2 years in the state jail facility. There's a $500 fine. State recommends community supervision, DWI intervention, VIP, and ignition interlock for half the term. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
State is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 3 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 120 hours community service restitution, and 10 days house arrest in lieu of 10 days in the Bexar County Jail. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything? Yes, I'm sorry. Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor, there are two issues that I'd like to discuss with the court. Ms. Vella's been sitting in jail for the last 3 weeks, and we would ask the court to take that into consideration in reference to the 10 days house arrest. If you do impose the 10 days house arrest, she is gainfully employed, and that leads to the second issue. We would ask that the court consider allowing her to go to work and home as part of the condition of her house arrest. The second issue is the fact that her employment is in Guadalupe County. And of course, we'd ask you to allow her to travel to Guadalupe County for work purposes. She works at the Tyson Food Factory, which is right off of IH-10. We'd ask you to allow her to travel to Guadalupe County while she's on probation to continue her employment there. And then the last issue we'd like to talk to the court about is the ignition interlock for half the term. Ms. Vela does not have a vehicle. She already had the handheld device, so we'd ask you to continue her with the handheld device.
All right. So, Ms. Vela, with regards to the ignition interlock, do you live by yourself or you live with other people?
Other people.
All right, and who are these other people? Are they relatives?
My boyfriend and his mother.
Your boyfriend and your mother?
Yes, ma'am.
Do they have a vehicle?
They do.
This vehicle that you were driving, was that your vehicle?
It wasn't mine, no.
Whose vehicle was it?
It was my boyfriend's.
So she's gonna have to have ignition interlock. With regards to employment,
Real quick, is that vehicle, is it running? Is it drivable?
No.
she'll have to provide proof of that.
Okay.
But I'm gonna order ignition interlock. Any other vehicles at that home?
No, just well, it's his truck that doesn't work and then his mom's, but I don't ever drive his mom's car.
Yeah. Ignition interlock.
Judge, the mother is here if you'd like to admonish her about her using the vehicle.
No, I mean, if a vehicle is sitting in the driveway, it has to have ignition interlock on it. Now, is Child Protective Services involved?
Yes.
And the 2-year-old, where is the 2-year-old now?
With his mother, with my boyfriend's mother. She's my safety plan person.
So tell me, what were you thinking? Because I read the report, not only were you intoxicated with a 2-year-old in the car, but the 2-year-old was not even in a proper carrier. 2-year-old is just in a seatbelt.
I wasn't, I don't know. It was a very selfish act of me, and I didn't think all the way through. I just wasn't thinking, and
So where
I
were
was
you
being
drinking?
selfish.
Where were you drinking?
I was with my sister.
At the sister's house? Or
No,
what?
I was going to my cousin's house. So I
So,
was with my sister hanging out, and then I just thought to go hang out with my cousin, and
The question was, were you at your sister's house? Were you at a bar, at a club?
yeah, we were just at my sister's house.
so you're at your sister's house drinking. Does she have children as well?
Not that live with her.
All right, so she doesn't have children that live with her, but she has children. Another child protective services case, the reason why the children don't live with her?
I don't know what her situation is. I don't know what happened, the details of her or what happened, but I just know that the dad took him. He's in the military, and the dad took him. So
All right, and so when you were at your sister's house, was the 2-year-old with you while you all were drinking?
yes.
All right, just wandering around while you all are drinking.
Yes.
So then after you finish drinking, then what do you do? Stumble to your car? Because in the police report, it says when they pulled you over, you almost fell out of the vehicle.
I don't think the judge is trying to make you
I know,
feel
I know.
ashamed. She just wants you to realize that.
Yeah. I mean, you have to realize there's so much that could have happened. You know, I had a friend, and a lot of people do not read the warning that's over the visor. And you know that warning over the visor that tells you who can sit in the front seat, and it'll tell you what their weight should be and how old they need to be. And if they're not that age and you put them in the front seat and there's an accident, the airbag will just totally sort of crush them. So my friend didn't pay attention to that, and her child was sitting in the front seat, and she wasn't driving intoxicated. And she felt so bad because her child ended up with scratches on the face. They had to take him to a surgeon to take care of the cuts to his face. But you're driving intoxicated, and you have a 2-year-old on the second passenger row that's not even in a proper car seat, just in a seatbelt. And all the people were calling because you were weaving and swerving. So how often are you drinking alcohol, and what are you drinking?
Before I got to this point, it was quite a bit, maybe every other day.
All right, so what do you know why you're drinking? What started you to drinking a lot?
Judge, if I may, on her behalf, just to
Sure.
help get her going.
Yeah.
She did commence a 12-step program. She made it through the 6th step. And I think through going through that program, I think those reasons might become clearer to her. I know one of the first steps that she learned was having to accept responsibility for her behavior. When she did end up in jail, several family members were trying to get her out. And she took it upon herself to say, hey, look, the thing is, I got to accept responsibility. Leave me here. I'll go to court and deal with it. I don't know if she really.
So is there any mental health issues that need to be addressed, any past trauma? And I'm not going to ask you what the past trauma is, but is that something that needs to be addressed? Is there something like
that
that?
is beyond my personal knowledge.
Were you raised by your parents or no?
I was.
All
I
right.
just, before I had realized there was an issue, I was just doing it selfishly. I don't know why. I don't know. I knew it was an issue. I had a drinking issue, but I didn't realize how much of an issue it was until all of this happened. And it took me to get to this point to realize that what I was doing wasn't right. And I have a son to raise and look after, and I wasn't putting him first. And
All right. So you only have one child? So here's the thing. I'm going to grant your application, but you're going to have to start making choices. And sometimes the choices that we make means that certain people can no longer be in your life. If your sister is not going to get her act together, she shouldn't be in your life. Because, for example, if you would have came to my home and there was a 2-year-old, I wouldn't have allowed people to just be drinking till they're intoxicated. I would have recognized certain things. And if I was not watching and you became intoxicated, I would have said, you're not leaving, I'm taking the keys. So you're gonna have to see people as they are, not as you hope they will be, because you have a 2-year-old, and that 2-year-old can't decide and say, hey, mom, I'm not getting in the car with you, you're intoxicated. That 2-year-old is 100% dependent upon you so that they don't have any trauma in their life and so that they go on into adulthood. You understand? All right, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility. It will be suspended and probated for 3 years. There's a $500 fine that will be probated. Going to do the DWI intervention and education course. Ignition interlock for half the term. There's going to be a 2-year driver's license suspension. 120 hours of community service restitution. I know that Child Protective Services is probably making you do parenting classes. If they're not, you're going to do them. Once you completed parenting classes, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied.
Thank you, Judge.
There's going to be 30 days partial GPS for employment. I'll ask that the fees be waived or deferred. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. Make sure they test for alcohol. Field visits. 1 time per month for 3 months. CPS compliance. 90 sober meetings in 90 days. We'll do a TAP evaluation. That can be out of custody. If you miss that TAP evaluation appointment, a warrant may be issued for your arrest because that's going to be a violation of your, or it may end up with you spending time at the Bexar County Jail and having them do the TAP there. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm doing the 30 days partial GPS in lieu of the 10 days in the Bexar County Jail. And the reason why I'm doing it is because I know that the Bexar County Jail, 1, has too many inmates. 2, there are health issues there. 3, there's issues with the facilities, the actual maintenance and upkeep. All right. Is there anything else you need from the court?
Judge, just the permission to travel to Guadalupe County for employment.
All right, she's allowed to travel to Guadalupe County for employment. All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Come this way.
And are you Miss Vela?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled Motion to Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Are you the same Annabelle Marie Vela who was placed on community supervision in 2023 CR 8486 for the offense of driving while intoxicated with a child under 15 on October 30th, 2023 for a term of 3 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Violated condition number 12, on or about the 3rd day of June 2024 in Atascosa County, Texas. The defendant, Annabelle Marie Vela, operated a vehicle without a valid Texas driver's license in violation of condition number 12.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
Your Honor, the statement is on the violations.
Any objections?
We have no objections, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 12, the court could find it true, grant the motion, and sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility
Yes, ma'am.
and a $500 fine? Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 12? Court will find violation of condition number 12 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, it's the alternate amend for the defendant to take a defensive driving course and to continue on probation, sorry.
All right. Why is she driving without a license?
Would you like for me to address it or would you like to hear it straight from her?
Sure.
She is a little nervous, so just
Oh.
Just a little
Yeah,
patient.
don't be nervous. Just tell me the truth. Why are you driving without a license?
So I was with my friends. I know I wasn't supposed to be driving. She told me she wasn't feeling well. A couple years ago, she had fractured her spine and her tailbone, and it often causes her to have back problems where she can't walk or sit too long. So she asked me, is like, hey, like we're away, we're a couple minutes away, a couple miles away. Can you just finish out the drive, get us there, and then my boyfriend will drive us back, and then I can Uber you home from there. So I was like, I'm really not supposed to, but you know, you're not feeling well and we can't just sit on the side of the road. So I'll just finish out the drive and then that's it.
Did
That's,
somebody have a phone to call the boyfriend?
she did, but he was at work and he was about to be off. So I don't know what, I didn't think of it at the time. So I just agreed. I was like, okay, I'll get us there. But then after that, I can't do no more because, you know, I can't be driving and she's aware that I can't be driving, but I'll help you out and I'll just get us there and that's it. And it was not far. I hadn't been driving long before the cop pulled us over.
Well, see, the issue about it's not far is neither here nor there. You're not supposed to be driving, period.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you're driving and you don't have a license. And then you're driving and you're not insured. So if there were an accident and you're driving without a license and you hit somebody, you think anybody would care that, oh, it was just 2 blocks away?
No, ma'am.
Judge, if I may, on her behalf, I don't think she gave the full story, the way it really worked out. This friend that she's talking about is not just a friend, it's somebody that she's met recently and she's met her through her employment. This friend is her supervisor. She was still on the clock at work and the supervisor was off the clock at this point. The supervisor returned to work to give her a ride home and that's when this transpired. When she was actually getting ready to give her a ride home and then she felt ill. I had an opportunity to run her name through DPS. She is eligible for her driver's license. And we've talked about making arrangements to get her driver's license back. No occupational license is needed at this point. It's just a matter of getting caught up on some fees and DPS fees at that, Your Honor, and paying the endorsement for the driver's license. She did self-report this. It was filed as a Class C misdemeanor because it's a driving while license invalid as opposed to driving while license suspended. And she called me. I told her, bring it in. I'll help her take care of it. She reported to probation a day or two later. And she self-reported it to probation at that point. She herself is up to date on all of the conditions with probation. She's has taken some steps in life because of this probation that has made her a little bit more responsible. Not a little bit, a lot more responsible. Financially, she's making better decisions. On a personal level, she's making better decisions. And on the course here, she's trying to make some good decisions. I asked her what has happened and, you know, what's causing her to do these things. And she said, to be honest, the judge spoke to me the last time and she talked to me about accountability and I'm, you know, trying to be accountable. Thus the self-reporting and so forth. I don't want to speak out of line, Judge, but I do believe if she would have never said anything, chances are the ticket Class C would have been taken care of and nothing would have ever happened. And of course, she did self-report and let the probation department know that she did receive the ticket.
Court will deny the motion. Alternate amend conditions to include defensive driving. You're not supposed to drive without a license, period. I understand now that your attorney, we can go off the record, your attorney explained that the person with you was your supervisor. So I can understand feeling pressure because it's your supervisor and you could end up getting fired. But you are not allowed to violate conditions of probation. You're not allowed to drive without a license.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
understand? All right, good luck to you.
Judge.
Oh.
Yes. Thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Judge, we are here on a motion to set bond.
All right, so what's happening with the motion to revoke? Because this assault case, is that in Bear County, the alleged assault?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
All right, so what's going to be happening with that and what's going to be happening with this case?
Judge, it's my understanding that the assault case is still in pre-file status, correct?
I do believe that, yes.
And your prosecutor has had an opportunity to start looking into the case.
Mhm.
And it's my belief that we are working towards a global solution, which you will probably have authority over.
What I can add, Judge, is during the break, there was a video taken by a third party during this incident.
Mhm.
In the video, it's not entirely clear if this is a mutual combat situation or if our client is acting in self-defense. Prosecutor showed it to us. We don't have a copy of it yet. At some point, what we'd like to do is walk through the video with our client and get a better sense of if she can provide a narrative for us as to what path are we going to take. Is this going to be a path where we might need a contested hearing? Or is this a position where we're going to engage in some sort of negotiation?
All right, Norma,
Yes, ma'am.
I need a reset date for 20 days for a contested MTR hearing, and then we'll address the bond issue. Your contested hearing is going to be July 30th. Now let's move on to the bond. All right, defense, you're requesting a bond?
Yes, Judge, we're asking the court to set a bond, please,
All right, and it appears that you're in agreement with the state for a bond amount of $10,000?
subject to the court's approval. Yes, Judge.
All right. And the $10,000 bond, that amount, what is it based upon?
Judge, the original bond, if I'm not mistaken, was set at 10,000. After she reviewed the profile, I think she felt it was appropriate that the bond be set at 10,000.
We can add, Judge, as well, that as we spoke to probation, Mr. Acevedo spoke to probation. Apparently she's on track. Other than this alleged new number one, she's meeting all her criteria and all her goals. She's in compliance with probation.
So why is the bond at 10,000?
Your Honor, that was the original bond amount. It does appear after looking at this defendant's criminal history, there have been some assaultive issues in her past, although there have been no convictions that did, alert a red flag for the state. Additionally, she has had a couple supplemental reports throughout her period of probation. And so just due to that and the original bond amount and then picking up the offense, that is why the state recommended 10,000.
All right, what's her criminal history?
As I said, Your Honor, she
Judge, right off the top of my head, I want to say this is her only serious offense that she's on probation for right now. And I could be wrong. But Chris, do you have a problem if she tells the judge what off the top of her head?
If the court wants to hear from her.
Sure, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Annabelle Bella.
All right. Do you have any criminal history?
Nothing that I was really convicted for. I was on deferred adjudication for a year, which I completed successfully. But I
Well,
believe,
the year that you were on deferred adjudication, what was that for?
I think it was for criminal mischief.
All
I
right.
believe it was long ago. I don't remember, probably like 10 years ago.
Have you had any felony convictions?
Just besides this DWI, this what I'm on probation for currently. Other than that, this would be my first serious conviction.
Okay.
and the state would agree with that.
So she doesn't have any other criminal history
No,
other than this?
correct, no convictions. Yeah.
All right, is there anything else?
Not from the state.
No, Judge.
Okay. One other thing from you, are you currently employed?
Yes, ma'am.
All right,
She has a good job at Amazon.
okay.
She's in good standing with them. As I understand it, when she's released, she has a job waiting for her.
All right, and have you ever missed reporting to probation?
No, ma'am. And if I did, I would let my probation officer know ahead of time and we would just reschedule it. But I've always been in good communication with my probation officer, and that's only happened twice. But
All right,
everything
and-
else is on track.
And what are the chances of your having contact with this running scene? And I don't want to get into the facts of the case.
Judge,
How does she allegedly know this running scene person?
Judge, she is currently pregnant with this child.
They were in a relationship. She's describing to us they're no longer in a relationship. And she has no intention of maintaining a relationship, but of course, once a child is born, there will have to be some sort of,
All right, what's the possibility of her being in contact with him or?
Judge, I would like to believe that she is smart enough to refrain from reaching out to him. But affairs of the heart are awfully difficult to deal with. But she's looking for some other type of guarantee you would give her that you're going to.
I can guarantee that I have no intentions of speaking to him, of being with him, of anything really, because, you know, it's brought me to this point. And I don't want to be back at this point ever again.
All right, could I have some whiteout, please?
when are you due?
November.
And Judge, as we mentioned, she is expecting, I presume between now and November, when the due date is, she'll have a number of doctor's appointments that she'll have to attend. We just wanted to mention that to the court.
All right, so this is being recalled for a contested hearing. If it turns out it's not contested, just let probation know. The court is going to set the bond at $2,500. There's to be no contact with Ronnie, R-O-N-N-I, Steen, S-T-E-E-N. If you have any contact with him, you will have violated the conditions that this court has set for your bond. If he shows up at your house, your attorneys will tell you how you should proceed. And no contact means no phone calls, no emails, no letters, no contact through third parties. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there anything else from either side?
Not mistake.
No, Judge.
Further.
When you're released from custody, if probation wants you to check in with them, make sure you check in with them.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
What do you want?
You may remember, you may not remember, we had a hearing for a bond setting Friday.
Yes.
We're fast, Judge. We're back today.
Oh, yeah, you are. Hello. Hi. You're looking better this time around.
Yeah, every time I come in the other outfit, it's never good, so I'm always try.
All right. And so the complainant was,
They
Sting.
they contacted the complainant.
Yes, Your Honor, we did contact the complainant. There is an emergency protective order in place. We would like that to remain in place and there to be no contact for the duration of that order. And then he's fine with it being changed to no harmful or injurious contact order after that. He just wants some time for heads to cool and then he did also state that anger management would be beneficial.
all right, so here's my question. The assault case, is that a misdemeanor?
That is a misdemeanor, Your Honor.
All right. Probation, are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
So on this case, then we'll go on the record. Court is calling 2023 CR 8486 State versus Annabelle Marie Vela. Can I have parties announced?
Ashley Jones for the state.
Paul Osvaldo for the defense.
And are you Miss Vela?
Yes.
All right, so off the record, the state is requesting that the motion be withdrawn. And state, you said you've spoken to the complainant?
We have, Your Honor.
All right, and you all have agreed to alternate amend conditions to include anger management and no contact with the complainant?
Yes, Your Honor. It's also my understanding that he would like that no contact order modified in October to a no harmful injurious.
That is correct, Your Honor, upon the expiration of the emergency protective order.
Well, before I lift any no contact orders, I'll need to speak with the complainant.
Understood.
Okay. So the court will sign the motion to withdraw, alternate amend conditions to include the following. There's to be no contact. Is there anything else you need from the?
Judge, there's one more thing,
Yeah.
and I don't know if it's outside of the bounds of the court right now.
Mhm.
She is currently pregnant.
Mhm.
I don't know how to say it, but her body is changing physically because of the pregnancy, and she does not have any clothing. They were cohabitating. She hasn't had any contact with him, and she hasn't been able to go retrieve any of her personal items.
All right, so does she need to go get
She
her
needs
clothing
to
or
go
she
get-
needs me to have somebody provide her with clothing?
She needs to get her stuff.
My kids' birth certificates and socials, I also need them are at that house. And my son's starting first grade coming up in August, and my daughter needs daycare, but I need all.
So
of
do you
them.
have anyone else who can go over there and
We
pick up?
do, Your Honor. A personal friend of hers has made an attempt to go get the stuff from him prior.
Mhm.
He seems like he's willing to turn over the stuff. However, we just wanted to make it clear that that stuff needs to be retrieved.
All right, you can have it retrieved through your friend. If there's an issue with it being done through the friend, you'll need to let me know a date and time and you can go over with a police escort.
Understood.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Appreciate you.